For Idaho News 6, I'm senior reporter Don Nelson. It took 6 years for HB 500, a bill that was introduced at the Idaho State House, banning transgender women to participate in women's sports, to make it to the U.S. Supreme Court.
This is a problem that is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And if we don't stop it, we're going to hit the point where our girls are going to have no place to go.
In 2020, Representative Barbara Ehardt says after a lot of research and work, she sponsored HB 500, a bill that limits who can participate in girls' or women's sports to people whose sex was designated as female at birth. The law's future is now in the U.S. Supreme Court's hands in the case of Little versus Ehardt. Representative Barbara Ehardt, a longtime women's basketball coach, sponsored the bill.
We have to define sex.
She says she knows there's a big difference between men and women athletes.
That male impacts not just the whole team and the other team, but everybody against whom they play. So we're talking literally hundreds of young ladies are impacted by the presence of one male.
I'm just another person like anyone else, and they have vilified what I'm trying to do.
Lindsay Hecox is a transgender woman and a Boise State student who challenged Idaho's HB 500 after she was barred from joining the university's track and cross-country teams. With the help of the ACLU, she sued the state of Idaho over HB 500, and Idaho's Attorney General Raul Labrador took the fight all the way to the High Court.
These 9 justices decide what the final ruling is. You know, we had different appeals. We had lost at the federal district court. We lost in the Ninth Circuit, which was not surprising. But these are the people who make the ultimate decision, and they ask very tough questions, and you have to prepare for that.
Hecox has since backed away from the lawsuit for personal reasons, asking the court to drop it. But Attorney General Raul Labrador says it's too late for that. Is it fair to her to have her name Hecox or Little versus Hecox for the rest of time if the Supreme Court makes this historical ruling this summer?
I think this person knew that it was going to have their name on it from the beginning.
Ehardt was inside the Supreme Court building and listened closely to what the justices were saying about HB 500 and another case out of West Virginia.
Some of the key points, I believe it was Alito and Roberts, who you know, kind of in frustration said, if we don't define sex, if we don't know what sex is, how then should we know if there's discrimination? And it was just so simple. Yes, how do we know if there's discrimination?
I reached out to the ACLU of Idaho for comment about last week's proceedings in Washington. Idaho News 6 will continue to provide you updates.